There are certain authors who new fans of the fantasy genre are generally advised to wait a while before delving into. The most recent top quality writer to fall into this category is Steven Erikson, the author of the series Malazan Book of the Fallen. His novels are complex, his writing style can be challenging, and for a novice reader they might feel overpopulated with characters, which can be confusing. There is no doubt he is one of the best writers of fantasy working today, but his stories are sometimes best appreciated on a second reading. But I digress. I'm not here to talk about Steven Erikson. That's a different podcast. I'm here to talk about another writer who you might want to avoid until you've immersed yourself in the work of other authors in the fantasy genre. I'm here to tell you about Gene Wolfe and his series, The Book of the New Sun. The first book, The Shadow of the Torturer, introduces us to Severian, a journeyman in the guild known as the Seekers of Truth and Penitence. He's cast out after he falls in love with one of his victims, a beautiful young noblewoman, and commits the unforgivable sin of helping her to commit suicide to escape being tortured. The series is set on a future Earth where a cooling sun casts a dim light on a dying civilization. The guilds that exist in this world are a throwback to those that used to exist in medieval Europe. This mixture of a futuristic setting with medieval traits is quite common in fantasy, but every word seems carefully chosen. Wolfe brings this world to life in a way it is difficult to forget. One thing I love about his work is that he doesn't bother too much with long explanations of the society he sets his protagonist in. These are revealed through the conversations between the characters. As a result, the story moves along at a brisk pace. The Shadow of the Torturer is a memoir of the main character, Severian. As a result, you already know the ending before you read the rest of the book. To me, this is excellent writing. You already know what's going to happen, but you still keep reading to find out why. To say that the world of Severian is grim is more than an understatement, but if you're already familiar with the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant by Stephen Donaldson, the Broken Earth books of N.K. Jemisin, and of course the complex novels of Steven Erikson, then this is a writer you should check out. Wolfe was never a best-selling author, although he made a decent living. It's fair to say that he is more read about than read. He was always a writer's writer. Harlan Ellison raved about him. Neil Gaiman considers him one of his heroes. And a couple of things about Wolfe that I found out recently which surprised and delighted me. He was a great admirer of Tolkien, but he went further than just reading his books. They corresponded. They wrote each other letters. And according to Wikipedia, which I have to admit is not always reliable, his day job for many years before he took up writing full-time was as an industrial engineer, and one of his achievements was to help engineer the machine that makes Pringle potato chips, or crisps as we like to call them in the UK. A great snack to indulge in when reading his work. Well, that's all for this episode. If you like these podcasts and find them useful, please follow or subscribe and share them with your friends. If you want to help with the cost of making them, you can buy me a cup of coffee.